Before we begin, we would like to say that, in our opinion, what follows is not suitable for children, or for those of you who are Marxists, woke wankers, or complete fucking Ming-mongs.
So where shall we go first?
Fan lords of the Fitzroy Tavern, lefty Daleks of the groupthink, I serve notice on you all. You're both full of shit.
Right, should we get started?
Yes!
Right, I'm ready when you are.
Here we go then. Hold tight, everyone.
Oh, for God's sake! Piss off!
They are socially conscious citizens.
They are sheep.
Yes, it's a very apt description.
Oh no. What are you doing?
You can't rewrite history. Not one line.
People spend all their time making nice things and other people come along and break them.
You're the cause of this disaster.
No.
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 Why am I surrounded by idiots?
Hello, Grumpies. Greetings from the Shadowband dimension.
If you have been inside my head, you have seen what I have. Doctor Who's continuity is a mess. Its canon is a mass of contradictions. And the Whoniverse has always been a multiverse. Even though the show itself never came right out and said so, it's bloody obvious. Over the years, and amongst the classics and the clunkers, there have been game changers. But those changes were, until recently, additive and developmental, not destructive and revisionist. And no change to Doctor Who's incomplete history has been more destructive than the Marxist bollocks that is the timeless child. It's one thing to give us new information that makes us rethink things, such as the Time Meddler revealing that the Doctor's TARDIS isn't unique, or the revelation of regeneration in the 10th planet, or the narratively necessary Deus Ex Machina of the Time Lords in the War Games. It's quite another thing to rewrite the past. But then that's what the doublethink Daleks do. That's why they tear down statues and promote the self-indulgent delusion that men can be women. If you control the past, you can shape the future.
Do you mean the future can be chosen, Doctor?
Not chosen, shaped. The actions of the present fashion the future.
If you control the present, you can rectify the past. The timeless child disregards and rewrites the established past, and, taking its cue from a rare self-indulgent misstep by Philip Hinchcliffe in The Brain of Morbius, does the Doctor Who equivalent of what critical race theory is doing to your children. The timeless child imposes Ingsoc on Doctor Who's history. For Winston Smith, it was a bright, cold day in April 1984, and the clocks were striking 13. For the grumpy old fan, it was a dark day in July 2017, and the 13th Doctor was a fake. That was the day he left the party, wrote "Down with Big Brother" in his diary, turned off his telescreen, and became the Emmanuel Goldstein of fandom. Fandom today is fractured and divided, which was always the Chibnall master plan. That's what Marxists do. They exist to promote instability, cause chaos, and create division. Marxism is emotional, not rational. Just as there can be no neutrals in the culture war, there are no neutrals in fandom. You're either part of the Brotherhood, or you're one of the thought police. You're either guilty of thought crime, or you're a sheep. The fan sheep of the outer party are spineless drones, Marxist muppets willing to accept any old shite. woke wankers of paralyzing stupidity, a mass of imbecilic enthusiasms, TikTok twats, Instagram idiots, Reddit robo-men. The Twitterati brown shirts and the YouTube thought police are the unquestioning, devoted drudges on whom the stability of the groupthink depends. The Marxist groupthink manifests itself in many ways, both culturally and politically. So it's a pity that some fans use their creativity to promote the groupthink, rather than resist it. Fan fiction and fanwank are no longer the preserve of the Craig Hinton tendency. Jizz Finish under Nick Sherlock Holmes Vanity Project Briggs have become addicted to it, and can't seem to make anything else these days, preferring propagandizing over storytelling. As for the Ministry of Truth, the BBC, they've given us nothing but Marxist feminist fanwank for years. And fan films such as the recent Might of the Daleks from Leslie Headland's twin brother use Doctor Who as a Trojan horse to smuggle in the toxicity of trans allegiance and the bollocks of non-binary. Grumpy recently awarded it the bronze butt plug at the inaugural Fanny Awards for bad fan films, which brings us to the winner of the silver butt plug, The Timeless Doctors, which visually looks impressive but sadly is built on a false premise. There are no timeless doctors, and if you promote the retcon that there are, then I'm afraid you're part of the groupthink too. If you accept the lies that the party imposes on you, that for instance trans women are women, then a lie becomes the truth. Then you can drop it in the memory hole and let it be consumed by the fires of forgetfulness. Some of the visuals are, to be fair, very impressive. Some of the rotoscoping to fanwank multiple doctors together is more convincing than others, and there are at least 2 money shots. This is one of them, and this is the other. But apart from providing some nice B-roll for YouTubers, all it really does is promote the odiously destructive and disrespectful chibnob retcon agenda. As such, no matter how good it looks, and it does look good, it's still complete bollocks. It's a revisitation of Babel Culler's earlier The 10 Doctors, which was unsurprisingly far superior. As I recall, it had Laurence Olivier from Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow as the Valeyard or something, but good though it was, it still wasn't anywhere near as good as the comic strip version, which, when it comes to the 10 Doctors, is still the GOAT. The Timeless Doctors are the Pointless Doctors. All the Timeless Doctor retcon does is allow for some random to turn up at some point in the future and say they're the Doctor. So fucking what? It also gives the Doctor a get-out-of-jail-free death wish. If he has infinite regenerations, then he can die every episode and regenerate, and who gives a monkeys? So why do we need any actor to continue playing the Doctor for 3 years, when he can be anyone or anything any old time? If you were ever going to do it at all, which you shouldn't because it's a bloody stupid idea, then having the Doctor work for the aptly and ironically titled Division, you would have that happen in the future, not the past. Only fans obsess over the past. The general audience is more interested in what happens next, what is happening now. But the inner party of Chibnob, Muftwat, Gatits, Dick Briggs, and RTD2 are the O'Briens of fandom. As ever, the Fitzroy Tavern fan mafia fixate on the past at the expense of the future. As an example, the Timeless Doctors fixates, of course, on Totter's Lane, retconning it as a Division base, and making I.M. Foreman, surprise, surprise, a woman. The best shot in the trailers is this one. In one single image, it encapsulates everything that the fan lords have done to Doctor Who. They've burned the whole fucking thing to the ground. Until the next time, resist the Marxists, don't be a sheep, stay grumpy, and waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. If thought crime is death, then the grumpy old fan is a dead man, a lonely ghost uttering a truth that the fan sheep can't hear. To either the future or the past, to a time when thought is free, to a time when truth exists, and what is done cannot be undone. From the age of uniformity, from the age of conformity, from the age of doublethink, greetings.